I'm gonna start in a minute. There was a crash, so I had to restart the game. But it should now all work out. I hope at least. It seems to work now. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 1 minute, guys. Then we're gonna start. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another WARNo League cast here. As we're going into Division 1 again, and as we had yesterday, the other pairing of this group, we're now gonna go into the second match of the American group here, and we have a rematch of last season's Division 2 Grand Final, as both of them made it in there as well last season, and now we have ZXCvster here on the left side, also known as Jeremy, versus Bendover on the right side. And Bendover is following his classic rule set of only picking American divisions. Whilst on the left side, ZXCvster is playing as the second Panzer Grenadier here. A pretty classic standard deck, especially for two lakes. We have seen this division time and time again here on this map that unfortunately made it into the next season's rank pool as well, due to garnering a lot of votes. And yeah, we have Panzer Grenadiers around, we have Leos around, Gepards, as all of this happened on the previous patch. So that happened before some small buffs to 101st and some smaller nerfs to, in total, 2 second Panzer Grenadier, though a couple of units like the Fallschirmjägers got slightly buffed there as well, but other units got removed, like the Jaguar 2 or the Leo 1A1 got increased in price. The Leo 1A5 got cheaper though. So yeah, in general, second Panzer Grenadier didn't move much. And yeah, it was a really solid top tier, high tier, not top tier, but high tier division last patch. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it performs here. Panzer Grenadiers moving around, and it's gonna be really interesting to see what the plan here is of Bendover. We have the triple OH-58, so stopping any helicopters and any planes. Recon helicopters are targeted, and we have deltas and so on coming in here. And yeah, as per usual, Two Lakes has a pretty high pick rate in tournaments. Players really like the familiarity. It's a map that everybody is prepared for. No big shenanigans comes up from the other side, so you just have to get your strategy through and usually don't have to expect anything out of the ordinary from the other side. So you just can try to show your skill and get that through and win with that. So it's usually get picked by people who feel like they have an edge over their opponent, just for the risk, lowering the chance of getting surprised. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how fast the deltas can get into spots and how they can be followed up here by Bendover. As in the long term, the IFVs and the numbers of tanks that the second Panzer Grenadiers get should give them an advantage. They also have the better artillery. Like, 101st has the better helicopter tab, has good infantry, and it has a couple of tanks, and it has a slight speed advantage with the deltas that are both forward deploy and come in a really good fast Humvee delta. But yeah, we're gonna see how that all goes, you know. Humvee delta coming in here with the guys in them, and we'll rush in there. Only Fallschirmjäger Aufklärer is on the other side, and no normal Fallschirmjägers trying to get into a town, stopping the snipers here from getting in, but they are not actively moving into the zone. OH-58 likely gonna find the BO-105 here, unless it gets microed away by ZXCvster. Well, it's the deltas over here should win this fight here. against the Jäger Aufklärers. The Humvee won't get into the fight much, but they have the sniper rifle, they have the 2 MGs, versus only 1 MG3 on the other side. Milan 2 can't really get involved. Humvee Delta doesn't disengage in the north. 2 Humvees already going down. But the Deltas here should win this fight. Jeremy maybe should have disengaged here, as the Milan 2 now tries to do that. As his units take more damage and start to also get stunned down here now, which will keep the Deltas in fighting style. The Deltas are likely going to move forward now. Yeah, trying to hunt us down. There is a Lux now though, so that one can swing all of this. FK swilling around as well. Quick reaction here from Bendover, dodging the Lux a bit, gets both kills, and now should jump back out of there away from the Lux. Yeah, jumping away. Deltas in the north doing a good job together with the Humvee against the Jäger Aufklärers. The northern units here so far of Jeremy, of ZXCvster, not doing so hot. But here's the big blob. Here are the Leos, here are the Martyrs, and they are the scary part. And the south is not getting contested by Bendover directly into the town. The outskirts are under control, so they could be pushed into here later, but for now, Bendover fine with capturing the north on a +3 for now. Loses the mule, gets the Twilling, gets the Jäger Aufklärer, so good trade so far for Bendover. But that's also what you need as one of first early on here. To have a shot on this map, you need to be the one in the driver's seat for the couple first minutes to get the point lead, to get the position lead, and then try to play from there. Delta likely gonna go down here. Yeah, there we go. Gets shut down. Panzergrenadiers will be able to kill off the Delta. So Delta staying behind the building here. Might get a shot or 2 against some others. Oh, actually jumps forward. Okay, gets a kill against 1. Likely gonna die here now. Yeah, tried to disengage. Goes down. Apache coming around as well, though. Gets the next kill. Gepard getting involved against the OH. OH just barely getting out of range there. In time, Apache here firing a Hellfire against the Leo 1A1s. That can deal a lot of damage. Not quite one-shot them, but leaves them at 1 hit point here. As Tornado comes in, it actually could one-shot them. I guess it was a close miss or something. Yeah, the Apache sitting around here. Eagle coming in, killing off the Tornado easily there. Apache also firing against the Gepard. Gepard doesn't seem to be in range. Oh no, it's landed! Oh, the Apache here being microed well. Gepard not smoked off. Gets killed off. Yeah, I hope Eugen changes that eventually, that land helicopters can't use their weapons. It's... if microed correctly like that, insanely powerful on fields like this. There we go, M1IP going down. They then can hunt down stuff like the Gepard. That's the Gepard can't retaliate. M1IP though, being just given away for free here, kinda reduces the trades by a lot that Bendover got here. And ooh, there we go. Leo 1A1 gets shut down. BO 105, VBH slowly moving forward. Deltas will try to engage there. Mega Aufklärer sitting around. F-16A coming in here. Try to hunt down the Apache. OHs and Chaparrals are around though. It gets the Apache. Okay. Gets killed off as the OHs here sitting around. Have enough stingers. But Apache is down. First one killed. You have 2 F-16s per card. You only have 1 Apache per card. So it's card efficient. It's cost efficient. That kind of run is fine here to do. Whilst the M110 A2G here comes in. Important little tool to help out the 2nd Panzergrenadier here, breaking through. Still no real investment to the south here from either side. Delta still sitting in there nicely, and we now see ZXCvster trying to slowly push forward. Only a Humvee tow around there, and M1IP finally coming up again, but with the first one being sacrificed for free to the Leo 1A5s, and with the Apache down, the tools off, bent over here, currently somewhat reduced. M1 IP outclasses the Leo 1A5s by a lot. They can't even penetrate the front, though it gets outclassed by the Leo 2A3 in a 1v1 fight. So it has to be careful here once those come around. Leo 1A1s obviously don't really stand a chance either, but they are also really, really cheap. And yeah, M110 now starting to aim Panzer Grenadiers, trying to slowly push forward, but they have to be careful, as Leo 1 IP here has them inside. Aero scouts could come around for them as well. Artillery actually hitting an empty spot. That's unfortunate here. M110 so far not dealing any damage. Eagle trying to hunt down the F-16 here. It's the good Eagle, and it doesn't take damage in return. Gets a hit with one of the aim. Oh no, it's actually the Sparrow Eagle, right? It actually got a hit with the Sparrow there. It's actually the bad version of the Eagle, though it still has high speed and 40% ECM, but the M7M Sparrow not as good as the M120 on the other Eagle that is fire and forget and has better accuracy stats as well. Tornado F3 here coming around, trying to take the trade here. And both sides not hitting any missiles. Both sides going for the guns. F-15 there does slightly better damage. Gets pushed back though by the ground-based AA. And both sides will escape. Both sides will survive. And it seems like Bendover might need to look for a bit more kills here, because otherwise this mechanized and out formation will become really, really scary. Artillery around here as well. Final shot flying in. Doesn't get the kill against the Delta. M10 needs to find better targets here. Panzer Grenadiers engaging up north versus the Deltas. HGM landing around. Units pushed back. Deltas in an engagement will slowly get overwhelmed by the two Red Panzer Grenadiers with the G3A CFN Roar. The DMR of the squad dealing high suppression, dealing good damage, and there we go. Next M110 is aiming up, but this starts to become potentially pushable here. A couple more good trades. TOW 2 here is scary though, gets the looks. And the artillery once more off target. Artillery once more on the wrong spot. Not getting the traits that you want out of this M110 gun. The value so far not really there. Still has 3 rounds. Another M110 coming in. 155mm on the other side. Coming in hot against the Leo 1A5. Dealing good damage there. But it will escape as well. Will need repair, but Unimog already on the way to the front line. One of them actually around there, but that one is empty. That one needs to be sold. Yes, more and more defensive units here. Coming in for Bendover at 370 points here. And both sides still ignoring the south completely here. Both sides on the old school two-ways way of just grinding their way through the north. And as I said earlier, I think Jeremy, aka ZXCvster, has a better advantage there with the heavy artillery, with the IFVs, but 101st can be annoying on the defense as well. They have decent artillery, they have a lot of good helicopters, and their infantry is pretty strong as well. Hard to push over that. Plus, you have good AGMs, TOW 2s and Humvees with TOW 2s. Those can hit Leo 2A3s and especially Leo 1A1s and Leo 1A5s really hard and even one-shot those. So the TOW 2s here are scary. Artillery here starting to get some hits. Milan 2 under fire over here. Gets shut down. As the F-15 Sea Eagle flying over everything again. And yeah, everybody chilling out here. MR10 repositioning. Zwillinge, Fallschirmjäger, Clever, all chilling in the south. No bigger situation established there just yet. As we see Chinook, quick fix here, rotating around. ATAS, Apache, one with the stinger posts, rotating around the flank. Gebhardt opens up. Gebhardt trying to get the kill. ATGM at least gets stopped, but the Gebhardt won't get the kill here. Will only get good damage. Zwillinge coming around everywhere as well. Just as cheap mid-range AA. As ATGMs can't attack those. Ooh, F4 Eagle. Getting another Phantom. Getting another Tornado. Tornadoes are key. Their Us are good fighters, and losing those means that you can't deal with the F-15s. You can't deal with the Phantoms. So you have to give up air dominance. And air is a powerful tap when it comes to strike aircraft as second UK. So second Panzergrenadier, so losing the access to those tools, to the Harriers, to the Tornado Mehrzweckwaffe that could clean up the town, to the Tornado Cluster and HE that could be decently good there as well. Like, giving all of that up is pretty big, and now you really can't protect that. Sure, iHawk is around, but that's more of a defensive weapon. If you use strike aircraft against the enemy, F-15 and Phantoms will be able to intercept, and that is a problem. MR10 starts to aim around, getting into the town here. A lot of artillery, getting rid of the recon. Some more of those guys are needed. Okay. F-16 pushed back here by a good missile here. Phantoms and Eagles sitting around. MR10 coming in with fort artillery, but no real successes there. And the amount of vehicles around here already is pretty good. But currently Marers can't one-shot any of the enemy heavier vehicles. The Humvee they could beat, but against the M1A1 or M1IP they're not really that useful and get hit pretty hard. And the other ones are a bit problematic as well. TOW 2 in a really good spot there. More infantry units coming in. Okay. Panzergrenadiers trying to get rid of all of the enemies here. The town is cleared outside of that. Red side has this under control for now. But we have a lot of tanks still getting repaired on the other side here. And that will make a difference. Humvee TOW getting hurt. Getting taken out. Apache still scary. The 1A1 goes down. Marder goes down. Nothing really to deal with the Apache. No Gebhardt or so anywhere close by. The tanks and Marders help out from the rear here against the enemy infantry in the buildings. But their own infantry is going down quicker than they can help out with fire support. Tornado AT flying into a super overwhelming air defense, and yes, just going down there. As the Apache does even survive. So that was a good amount of waste of units there. As the Panzergrenadier moving backwards, Leo 185 smoking off, disengaging, and we see more and more units coming in. Leo 181s. Gebhardt sitting up there. As we have a second wave here, but Jeremy setting up at the factory. So it's gonna be interesting to see what that one will achieve. As we have the Humvee TOW trying to come in and getting the looks for A1. Okay. Good hit there. Air Rifle Dragon coming in and getting another kill here too. And the forces of Jeremy start to get really depleted here. Like, if we have a look on the map, there are still a good couple of forces here, but these are all tanks or supply trucks. And the frontline forces that you want to have in front of them, that you want to have to push with them, those are nearly all gone. The Humvee Toast did a good job, and the infantry in the buildings did a pretty decent job as well. Artillery here currently pretty silent. And Belgium is there. Take the duel. And the air rifles have a heavy fire there. Artillery trying to land on the aero scouts. And yeah, no infantry here coming up so far. Panzer Grenadiers coming in. Sniper getting involved down here. Getting a better shot against Fallschirmjägers. Getting a good kill there. But the front line is lacking for Jeremy. The recon is lacking now heavily as well. And he's the one that needs to push, but the push actually comes from the other side. Oh, and that might be breaking the neck of Jeremy here. Air Rifle Dragon. There's nothing around here right now. Fallschirmjäger Aufklärer moving too late. Snipers did see that. CV got in here. And how do you stop this at this stage? This is problematic, to say the least. Especially as 2nd Panzer Grenadier, where your infantry is potentially not the best on its own, so sending them into town fights, not great. And yeah, we have a lot of martyrs, but that is not what gets you into these key points. And it seems like the south is actively falling as well. It's not that many units, but the smoke mortars did a fantastic job. Air cover is there as well, so the enemy can't use anything like the Mehrzweckwaffe. And there are just a bit more of them here than of the other side. The Flakkanone 22 is still really good on this patch. This one, for example, wouldn't be able to fire now on the latest patch, as they now have a minimum range of 250 meters, so sending them into towns like this is not a viable strategy on this patch. Don't try this at home, kids. This is played on the previous patch when they were without any limitations, and they were really wild with that. We see some shots coming around here, but only getting some decent damage there. Leo 1F1's trying to push forward, as everything tries to get into this town. But the kills all are blue team units. Leo 1's Panzer Grenadiers, the TOW 2's launchers here, just taking apart the Leos, one-shotting them. And that's a good counter there with those guys, just one-shotting Leo 1's. Especially the 1A5. Those are really costly, and more of them go down. And finally an Apache died, but the losses here on ZXCvster's side are higher, and this is getting into the end game status now. As more units coming to here into the south. And there we go. GG is called, as Bendover does it with the 101st. And it was a classic two-legs game. I must say, this wasn't the most exciting game out of the strategies. Those were really straightforward. Execution was good, but yeah, Jeremy not quite up there with ZXCvster's game plan. And didn't get into the town. M110s did surprisingly little, and the tanks got pushed apart and taken apart quite often. Yeah, only a Delta and an Aero 2, and here Aero Scouts and Humvee. That's it. That's not great for a 20-minute game. So yeah, that could have been a way to use those better. But in total, a really solid victory here by Bendover. And it's going to be interesting to see if Bendover can keep this momentum up for the next one and can take revenge on Jeremy for winning against him losing against him in the last Division 2 finals, or if Bendover by now has learned the weaknesses of Jeremy here and can beat him. So quick break, guys, and then we're gonna be back with the second one. Just gonna do some jumping jacks, getting my blood flow here as well, because it is really hot in my room, and my circulatory system doesn't enjoy that right now. So yeah, just gotta get some fresh air and also get my body going so that we can go in here with a bit more vigor into game number 2. Okay, this replay currently doesn't want to start, so I'm reloading the compatibility mod for the previous patch that hopefully will make it work. That we get rid of this crash. So yeah, will take a slight bit longer. Okay, that worked out. So yeah, we're gonna get into it in a second here. Okay, so here we go, everybody. Game number 2. And this one is a special one, as we have ZXCvster here on the left side in red. And that brings around the maybe strongest division last patch. Got nerfed quite a bit, but 56 VDV was for sure a really, really hot division last patch. And on the other side, we have a division that isn't ranked quite as high, but Bendover is a good player with this division. And if there's a player that can make 6 years work against 56, then it is Bendover. And I think 6 actually has a chance here, because if there's a weakness of 56, it is their air defense. They don't have any long range radar guided AA. They only have a couple of missile launchers, a couple of Strela 10Ms and so on in the AA tab. And they have some stingers on the Spetsnaz, but those can get killed off early on, and then you run, you don't have any good manpads there outside of Iglas either. Like, Iglas and Strelas are your air defense, and your MiG-23s are okay, but not the greatest fighters either. Whilst other side here gets a lot of attack aircraft, gets a solid amount of helicopters, and has F-15s, which they are the AA2 variant. They are not amazing, but they are capable of overwhelming the MiG-23 in similar numbers. So we're gonna see about that. Though it is a classic forward deploy opener here with another one of the special units of this division, the Navy SEALs here, coming in early on. And those obviously can run over enemy forward deploy infantry easily. 9 hit points, 4 light machine guns. These guys have insane firepower, so the Spetsnaz GRU can't stand a chance in a fight here. But behind that, we have a good amount of BMP-2s, some Rajvetka, ZSU here coming along as well. This one can't shoot down planes, but it can still hit helicopters while it's having ground surveillance radar. And another BMP-2 coming around here, and those are the scary bits. As you don't get IFVs as 6, you only get a couple of tanks. You get a decent amount of ATGM units, but a lot of them are slightly overkill against the BMP-2 anyways, like TOW-2s, and this is the action here. So if you run out of your couple of tanks, then dealing with the BMP-2s will start to become really painful. Thanks to the 19 pen, on 1925 meter range, the M48 is decent at dealing with those BMPs, but only if it gets in range. It doesn't have smoke, so can't dodge ATGMs. So that's a bit of an issue there as well. But so far, Bendover getting into decent spots, though south in the hand of ZXCvster. And that means both sides have similar amount of zones. No lead here yet, as we have more BMP-2s coming up here in the rear, with Modrojvedka rolling in for them. Navy SEALs here, running over the open field. About to open fire here against the Spetsnaz GRU. They will win the CQC fight. They have even a satchel charge that they could be able to use here in this fight. Yeah, satchel charge immediately flies. Immediately stuns down the Spetsnaz GRU. And they just push them out. Just get rid of them. ZSU here gets stunned down. The LRS here, under heavy fire from the BMPs. Navy SEALs should disengage as well. Both sides, both of these units taking a lot of damage. And that's the issue. That's where the BMP-2s become the issue. The ITO finds a kill. Expensive unit there killed off. Navy SEALs did push a bit further forward here. The Plamia 30mm grenade launchers are pretty good against infantry as well, though, so gotta be careful around those. Sergeant Afghansi with this RPOA can deal okay damage against the Navy SEALs, so that's the best infantry that you can have here against these guys. Airborne Dragons eating a bit of damage. Navy SEALs versus one Modrojvedka. They likely gonna win the fight. Oh no, they move forward. Okay, that's a mistake. It's just gonna get BMP-2s here. They might get the Plania, but yeah, no, they just gonna get eaten alive there. And just shredded. Navy SEALs down in the south. BTR 70 goes down in flames here. As the Navy SEALs deal with the Daeshan Afghansi here, Special Forces give them a lot of firepower here, but BMP2's now getting involved in this part of the map as well. Airborne Dragon, at least finish off the Afghansi, both down. Ooh, M48 has to be careful, not getting too close to the RPG-27. 21 pen can deal a lot of harm to it. Airborne Dragon here, getting overwhelmed by the BMP2. This is still the old BMP2 with the better accuracy, with the better stress, and just in general, slightly better AoE as well. Good damage output. And yeah, pushing forward here. BTR-70 goes down in the north. Good fights so far. Pretty equal trades. I would say slight advantage for Bendover in this raid so far. But M48 now goes down, and the issue is this BMP2 printer can't go forever. The combat arms of 6 falls off eventually. You kind of need to go into an air play eventually. The question is, when do you pivot into that? As I feel like on the ground, you cannot win this fight long term. Like, either you have to win in the first couple of minutes, or you have to figure out a way to make your air units come in and win the fight for you. We saw an F-15 already, so the fighters already invested. Might as well get some extra there. CV got killed off. Bellejour comes in on the other side. Starts the +2 take. Stops the +2 take, which we have going on right now. No CV here in the south. Will reduce it only to a +1 though. So Bendover at least will get a couple more points here. Well, it's the 40mm grenade launcher comes around. The recon units nearly all killed. And here we go. AO10A coming around. Starting to deal with the Modrejvedka. We see some Iglas ZU-23s coming around. But yeah, as the Stinger recon, the Spetsnaz recon all got killed. No Stingers flying against this, and it can just do the bully. ZU-23 going down around the place as well, so they can't help out against any potential helicopters. Couldn't shoot down planes in the first place. Moy 8 now being brought up, but the AO-10 getting off a BTR could come for this guy as well in a second again. Or rotate into the middle. AA here, not great either. And we have an F-15 in the, backhand, so MiG-23s shouldn't just fly into this. They likely wouldn't win those fights. MiG-23 now coming along. It has long-range missiles, and this one at least has decent long-range missiles. As the F-15 doesn't get hit, but doesn't get a hit either. A-10 pushes out the MiG-23, and now the F-15 has the shots from the side here. Is pretty stressed out, so its accuracy is pretty low, but it can get in gun range, and it gets the MiG-23, gets the kill there. Navy SEALs, 40mm grenade launchers go down in the middle, but at least the Modrejvedka gets overwhelmed as well. The AGL Humvee here doing a good job, killing another one. And the air war is starting to go the direction Bendover needs it to go, if Bendover wants to win in the long term. Ito coming around. VADS entering on the ground as well. And yeah, now the south gets captured. That will allow a tick here again for Bendover. There are some units here coming in from the other side, but the Airborne Dragons and the Humvee TOWs should be able to hold this at least for a bit. And more units already on the way. Pushed out of here, and Alpha could be threatened. We haven't seen another plane. 155mm howitzer coming in. ITOs moving around as well. The A investment forced out of ZXCvster is a good little success for now as well. Forcing all those Igla teams so that those can't be BMP2s for now. Or T-62s or something like that. LRS here now under fire. Has to fall back. A lot of firepower against it. LRS likely gonna die immediately. The Ural got sniped around, but yeah, the M48 here can't stay there either. Humvee goes down. M48 stunned, and this needs to become a fortress here now for Bendover. Is taking over the south. That's a good start. BMP-2D goes down there as well. That's a great shot. The Ito now has the ZU-23 GTMUs under fire. Those still looking hot and getting shredded from both sides. Get killed off. Aito over here getting involved, trying to get the URL. Won't get it, but that's a good amount of kills here now. No firepower against the airborne dragons in the building. Pathfinders could get involved. Second airborne should get involved. Just shooting down the units in the open ground before they can get close enough. Pull him with Chicky there, getting stressed out. And that's a great success there for Bendover, meaning that even if Alpha gets contested, therefore now would be no take. Though push towards the north with BMP2s and T62 MDs comes in as well. We have another plane here, but that's only an F-15. We have a MiG-23 immediately coming in from the other side. We have Eagles on the bottom. That will get the double hit. Oh, Eagle also taking a... Oh no, taking a missile here from the MiG-23 on the way out. That's unfortunate that the MiG-23 actually was able to get that shot off. And F-15 goes down. Shouldn't have risked flying over the enemy AA missiles there. And yeah, pays for that. AO-10A and A-10As coming around here. We'll try to hunt down BMP2s. Take a bit less damage from Iglas, so can stick around for stuff like this. BMP2s under fire, infantry under fire. BMP2s getting sniped, Conquerors get sniped. OA-10 pushed back, A-10 takes a bit of damage as well, but both will survive. Will be able to come around, got a bit of value, stopped the mechanized blob from growing for a bit, so that is pretty important. The ADS will be able to engage the helicopter here. And one won't have a good time. We'll try to get on target, but yeah, no, that one won't disengage. Good kill there by Bendover. Ooh, and here comes the Corsair. Likely gonna get a kill on the infantry. Yes, it does. Eats an Igla. Nearly goes down, but does survive. US Marine Corps security gets killed off by Pulmachiki. This northern edge around Foxtrot is falling apart. That likely is going to stop the tick soon. Humvee Tow desperately tries to disengage from the HGGMs, but does go down. And this is a threatening position now that even could go to Echo here. 56 on the way. That's a scary little position here. Aito gets a kill against one of the BMP2Ds. Second one pushing forward. Trying to get some shots against the Aito. Aito under fire. Gets shut down as well. Dragons and another Tow 2 here. Defending. BMP2 goes down. Airborne Dragon still doing a good job here. 30mm grenade launcher coming around, but the Crusader HE comes around again, drops its bombs there, eats an Igla again, so that one will be out for a while as well, but the air spam is now really starting. The air train is starting for the blue side, and as long as the planes don't die, they will come around again. We'll be able to add more value later. And the loss of the F-15 is a big one. Replacing that does cost you more than a minute of income. That is painful. But at the same time, Pulmachikis here in the north getting overwhelmed by Alaskan Cav Scouts, Pathfinders rotating around as well. Well, it's Airborne Dragon here holding the grounds against the Pulmachiki. The ADS trying to get around as well. Pulmachiki getting stunned. The ADS fantastic against ground units. And if you remember the interview that we had with our friend ZXCvster last season after they won Division 2 finals, they hate this thing. The VADS 20mm, they immediately pinged it and immediately bombed it when they ran into it. It got nerfed now with a minimum range and so on the latest patch, but this was here still played on the last patch, so it doesn't have a minimum range and it can shred through infantry. And it is pushing forward here. Well, it's Pulmachikis getting to town, AGL there, in a good spot. And the Humvee AGL getting involved here, trying to get some kills, but is pushed back. Likely gonna get killed off here. No CV into this zone just yet. And we have another A10 lurking for more value. Artillery coming in, get some of Gunsey killed. A10A flying around, sharking for some kills. We have T62 MDs moving forward. Pulamid Chickies going down across the board. And there comes the A10. Does miss with the first Maverick. Has 3 more. Has the Avenger gun here as well. The GAU 8. So the ZU could get overwhelmed there, but other units already can take care of this as well. Might want to run for the T62s over here. So the Eaglas are scary. They know about the Eaglas. And these guys can disengage into the smoke for now. Oh, missile out. T62 actually pushes in front of the smoke. Smoke disappears. First T62 should go down. Eaglas both get a hit. And might just barely get another shot off here. Oh. Oh, the Stinger gets the shot down. Right, I forgot about them. Okay, yeah. The Spetsnaz GRU Stinger does get the kill. That's annoying. AO-A10 coming in for them. Could immediately shoot at this Eaglas behind them right away afterwards. Oh no, immediately gets pushed back. Doesn't get a kill. Stinger out of ammo this time around though. Won't be able to finish this off. No F-15s in the sky. We have a MiG-23. So this is another loss of an important plane here. MiG-23 fired 1 missile. Then the plane got away. F-15 Eagle on the hunt now. Saw some low ground fire here from an IHawk. F-15 won't be in time. Next MiG-23 around. Head-on fight. Oh, F-15 gets the hit. Eaglas flying, and Eaglas get the hit. No hits against the MiG-23 there. Only from the IHawk. So the MiG-23 actually gets out of this alive. F-15C going down. The Eagle teams here really paying off. Big time. Just as the Stinger team. A lot of value out of these. A lot of hits. As they are 2 veterancy by now. Because they got so many hits in. Boosting them up to 60% accuracy. Totu disengaging. Obviously against the high ECM of the that still gets reduced heavily, but yeah, they got some lucky shots off there. Yeah, 1 Dragon's moving around. US Air Force could move forward as well. MiG-23 MLD sitting around on the other side, waiting for more A10s coming in. So far, Bendover still on the point lead, but it's still 23 minutes. And that's the issue here, as now the ground will just get flooded by BMP-2s. And your couple of armored units, you will run out of them pretty soon. Those couple of recon tanks. And then you have a couple of ITO launchers, Humvee TOWs and so on, but they can only win with ambushes. They can't win in straight out fights. So you always have to give up a bit of territory for the next ambush position, fall back slowly, and the only way of gaining territory is with artillery and air. And the air got a bit reduced now, losing 2 F-15s by now, and that's a problem. 155mm artillery piece coming around here. We'll try to get some kill against some ground units. IHawks starting to shoot. A second IHawk coming in. That's good. Yes, that's what I was just recommending. Setting up an IHawk there would be really helpful. That's exactly what we get here now. So that could go a long way. We see the Humvee TOW here sitting around as well. The ADS Eagle gets some damage, but once more, likely no kill here. Oh, Crusader, Corsair. Doesn't get the kill either. Eagles get 1 shot out. They don't hit this time around. But they are at 3 vet now thanks to CV next by? No. This one is just at 3 vet now. So this one is now, I believe they started at 1 vet. This one now has 65% accuracy. The M48s both go down. BMP-2 and T62s go down with them, but that means no M48s here around anymore. Well, T62s and BMP-2s, there are still a lot of them. The TOW 2 here is a good weapon. Gets another T62 killed. The T-62 moving forward. The TOW 2 not being dealt with here is a big mistake by our player in red. No artillery or anything coming in there, and it has a supply next to it. It can't just fire constantly. This is a big mistake by ZXCvster, not dealing with this TOW 2. They don't have any recon units. I'm not even sure they spotted it yet. And it's doing so much work here. Like, they now see it. Obviously, they realized that it is there, but yeah, they now have spotted it actively as well, but they lose more units to this. These pushes are not effective at all. Really bad pushes from ZXCvster. And we have another A10 coming in. Starting to shoot things down. Iglas are still around. Iglas once more get 2 hits. A10 only having 20% ECM. But another MiG-23 coming in, finishing off the A10 completely. The Iglas still are a problem. Corsair has to be careful. Ihawk slightly behind the edge here. Not with the best position to shoot its missile. Gets a hit, but I believe this hit might have killed the Corsair as well. The MiG-23 goes down, but 2 planes once more lost here for our player in blue. You still have a couple more likely here in the deck, but it's starting to hurt. It's starting to run low on air units as well. 20-minute mark. No tick here for either side for a good while now. 500-point lead. That's a solid one, but not massive. And that can be changed in 20 minutes easily. So yeah, you still need to hold on for 15 minutes or so longer here as bent over. And I'm not sure they can do this with all the units coming in. We have mortars setting up over here as well. More BMP2s. Corsair HE coming in. And these Iglas, absolute MVPs so far. You're out under fire by the artillery. Corsair coming around with another shot. Another Ihawk being set up. Another 155mm artillery piece. Corsair will drop its bombs there. Will smack this. Iglas get another hit. M113 ACAF pushing on top of them. Igla number 1 finally will be dealt with. Might go for the second one here as well. Good side push. Cluster mortar. Last time we will see this thing with the AT cluster. Got counter batteried a bit. Got damaged heavily, but does survive. And the 240mm cluster mortar now dealing HE damage on the new patch, but this is still the AT cluster, which was pretty strong. M113 here. Shooting against the Igla. Mortar going down. 155mm howitzer doing a good job. MG here helping out. Not dealing all that much damage, but the position does hold. But we still have fights in the north as well. A big push being set up by ZXCvster here towards the rear zone, but there are still a couple of good ATGM positions with good recon around here, so this push won't be easy. Well, it's Pullman Cheekies going down. T62, MD rolling forward. CH-54B Tari coming in for the resupply. OA-10A flying in here to start to set up another run. Start to set up a couple more kills against ground units. This position over here is relatively safe now, I believe, for bend over. But this one over here is really fragile. Ito shooting around. F1 Humvee tow and an AGL went down. Pathfinder is still here. Could get a kill on the Luats. And the A10. A10 could even shoot down the T62s, especially with that side shots here. Hitting front armor now, but still getting the route, getting good damage. Can help out against infantry as well. It has Hydra rockets and guns, but not really using the rockets there. Just gunning down. F-15 around, artillery not firing right now. Krala 10M, that's your only missile platform that can move around. It's not a good one. It's not the M3 that you get in 27th. This one has mediocre range, mediocre accuracy, and pretty long aim time as well. So we'll see how this goes. Belajor CV goes down. AO 10A coming in against the BMP2. Will get a kill there. Sergeant RPG 22 firing back, pushing these guys back. 8 hit points. MiG 23. Oh, the MiG 23 hitting again. Oh no, AOA 10 going down. Stingers all firing. MiG 23 won't survive there this time around, but it gets another one of the important recon A10s here, which did so much work. MiG 23 MLD there really paying off big time. And we still have some ground combat over here. That's not going anywhere, but the northern push here is starting to go places. If it can reach the rear here with a CV, if it can set up around that, that would be big. Cobra, get rid of the AA unit there. BMP2, next target. ATGM there does miss. BMP2 can smoke off. Can disengage for now. No CV for the north yet, though. 15 minutes remaining. I'm a bit surprised by that we haven't seen the CV coming in here. As you will need the back point then for a good couple of minutes as well. +4 is a quick tick, but that still means 3 minutes of tick that you at least want. Tow Cobra here under fire to at least get a draw and 4 minutes something to get a win. So getting in these guys now would be helpful. MiG-23 MLD goes down. Corsair got its bombs off. No, only got its missiles off. Will get its bombs off now. Stopping the BMP2 there. Getting the kill. Getting out. Air kill and ground kill there combined. Whilst everything here is setting this up as a fortress. The mortars are not firing as they fear the counter battery. And the units here are only slowly advancing now. But as I said, finally a CV here, without CV until now. So really capturing this wouldn't have even made much sense because you couldn't have gotten the point flipped. And now units are on the way there. Humvee is engaging. Second one coming around. 3 coming in here from the side, trying to deal with the Conkers. BTR 60 PB goes down. No units around there. MiG-23 MLD, Eyehawks all firing. Get one hit. This one won't get to the Tow Cobras. F-15 comes around, smacks it. MiG-23 is not a helicopter hunter on this matchup. And it pays dearly for it. Nigla and Pulumachiki sitting on the front line. Okay. Moshvashetka starting to get some good drops there. As the Dejoniki RPG-7 getting stunned down and likely going to get overwhelmed here. Rocket artillery coming in as the Cobra will get the kill there. F-15 still flying in the rear here. More and more infantry moving up. More T-62 MDs coming up. Teshant RPG-22 will try to flank this still, but this is not going to happen. The only potential is here, and this starts to look more and more secure for our player in blue as well. It looked funky for a while, but the forces of ZXCvster didn't have enough pushing power there to deal, especially with the air assault that could come at any moment of the other side here. So really solid position here from Bendover. Really also a nice improvement to the last time they played on this map. And really showing why they were in the finals of Division 2 last season. And kind of taking revenge here now for how that went in the finals against the same player, against ZXCvster here. And this is a really strong show here. The Air Force is pretty well used. As I said, a couple of micro mistakes earlier, but in general, this is a great concept and it is really, really powerful. So well done there. And Pathfinders sitting in here in the middle, spotting for units. We will potentially see some more Cobra movement here, trying to get rid of them, but so far, not much there. 155mm artillery pieces. Aiming here towards the south, towards the center. Navy SEALs, 40mm grenade launchers, all holding the front line. Because there lies above everything here. Cluster mortar coming along, trying to deal with the Navy SEALs. Corsair. Shielding off above everything. Not going for a bombing run anywhere just yet. As we have a good couple of mortar fire here from the rear. Coming in, setting up smoke. We'll get everything smoked up here in a second. Mark 40 grenade launchers. Holding the middle tightly. We have an A10, OA A10, the second one here. Still being around. Still holding the line, and we only have 9 minutes 40 now. So there needs to be a push soon here. We have more CVs, but it is smoke push. We know how much there is here. Obviously, Jeremy doesn't. ZXCvster doesn't know how much there is there, but we do. And yeah, going here for Echo is the better decision, but there might not be quite enough forces here. Mortars, cluster mortar coming in. We have a couple of T-62s, a couple of BMP-2s, but not all that much infantry. Enemy has a decent amount of forces there as well. AOA-10 just shredding the units down here. Last remaining Eagle at least gets a hit again. Doesn't get another shot out, just barely. And we see artillery here flying against the 82mm mortar. Not getting the hits there. T-62MD rolling forward. US Marine Corps security coming around. Tow Cobra and normal Cobras here. Flying above everything. Trying to get some ATGM hits. Get it around. T-62MD goes down. US Marine Corps security getting overwhelmed. M48s slowly rolling forward. Trying to deal some damage. A6E intruder gets the napalm out. Gets a lot of bombs onto the enemy here. And sets it all ablaze. Everything is burning. With Gunsey falling back. M48 destroyed. Strela getting destroyed in the north. BTR-70D overwhelmed here as well. Modrajvetka getting shot, getting killed. Everything moves forward. T-62MD shooting the Navy SEALs. And the push is coming. The push needs to work. This is the one with a lot of smoke is set up. Helicopters struggling. Cobras here on the side now. BMP-2s could potentially come in. VADS coming in. Humvee tow coming in. This is the key part. This is not working. This is over. This one over here won't work either. This still could work. And if it does, it could still win the game. We have the CV coming in. Humvee tow firing against the T-62. Only gets a miss there. Only gets a stun with that. VADS still around. Deshan Kamrodi does have smoke grenades. Should have been driven completely into the zone. We have an intruder with napalm. Coming around. Going to go for the kill for the CV. Drops all 8 bombs. And I believe this leader is going to die. Oh no, it sidesteps it, but it doesn't smoke. And the VADS are doing VADS thing, and that is really, really rough for our player here in red. That CV is down. There are no other CVs on the battlefield. It's a +2. +2 are 80 points per minute. More CVs are being called in, trying to make it to the front line. Strela 10M will go down over here. And yeah, this is the valuable zone with +2 enabled right now. CVs coming in from the other side as well. The +2 would be enough to still get them a buff slightly. I don't believe it would be enough to win right now. With 6 minutes times 80 right now. Or slightly less than 6 minutes times 80. It might even still be enough for win, but there are CVs on the way from the other side that will make it in. So, and everything else is dying here right now. All the BMP2s and T62s were surprisingly ineffective this whole game. Like, really not doing much at all. It was a good amount of infantry fighting and so on. And yeah, a couple of decent BMP2 pushes here, but a lot of them just got picked up kind of for free from the long ranges, and really not the best 56 play that we have seen, but also a really solid, really good 6 US play here from the other side, and it seems like this tick is going to stop soon, and when that happens, the chances of making it through are gonna die here. These CVs will not reach there in time. They are just rushing forward. They tried to go for the middle now, but they won't make it there either, and we have another surrender. And we have bend over with the 2-0 win. Yeah, way ahead in KD as well. Really strong play with 6. Just dismantling 56 there. And that was the old 56, so really strong play here. Jeremy, maybe picking the wrong division, even though it is a really strong division, if you're not in shape of it. And then it still might not be your best pick. And the 6th division, obviously, is a division that you will struggle against because you haven't played against it as much, but Spendover will have played a hell of a lot of 56 opponents over the last couple of months. So Spendover knew the ins and outs of the opponent team and what they can do. Jeremy maybe not quite as much about the 6. Like, it always plays a bit different against that deck than against others. And yeah, well executed play here by Bendover. Deserved victory, getting the 2-0 and winning the fight with that. Okay, over there, Panda Boots. And yeah, well played here. And we're gonna go into a short break, and then we're gonna be back with Meddi versus Skiffik. So hello everybody, and welcome back to the second series of the day, Meddi versus Skiffik. As we have Meddi on the left side in blue, on this lovely map of Hesse, and on the right side we have Skiffik. And this is an interesting one, because it's the fast, super standard meta boy versus the fast, off meta boy on the left side. The OG Quirly guy versus the streamlined fast guy, the ranked #1 player here in Skiffik. Though Skiffik has struggled this season so far. Lost a game versus Cheesh, lost a game versus Brokomi. Loss here in one of the two games could cost him his slot in the playoffs, so he needs to win against Meddi here. If he gets a win, his chances are really good for making it into the playoffs. If he loses one of the matches, his chances are pretty rough to get into the playoffs. So we'll see what Meddi can do here to maybe let our top ranked player here stumble. As if there's somebody who can make giants stumble, it's Meddi. Has done that time and time in the past. He always comes up with girly ideas, with fancy strategies. They can go horribly wrong. They have done so multiple times in the past, but they can also go amazingly right. And yeah, let's see if the Lynx opener for first UK, which you usually are familiar with from second UK, can do that. Scouts with low 80s in a lot of Lynxes moving forward. And yeah, the 10 minutes Skiffik here coming around. Can he finish it off quickly? We're gonna see. Last time around, when he got pushed after 10 minutes, he did lose. So against Brokomi, he also lost a quick game. But yeah, Meddi taking the third US of Skiffik apart. This time Skiffik though playing the aggressive deck here again. The one that he ran over Cheesh with on this map as well. Cheesh playing 5th Panzer. And now it's first UK versus 20th Panzerna. 20th Panzerna is a brutal deck. It has those T72s, those T55s, which are both really cost efficient. This is still on the old patch, guys. The Honkaroos before the nerf, still for 30 points, really cheap. Ross Specialny for cheap as well. So this deck is a decent bit less efficient now with the latest patch. On the patch that this was played on, they were an S tier division. First UK, I would say a good A tier division, so not a bad one either. Can win fights here for sure. Just gonna see how it goes though. A lot of Rover Milans, a lot of forward deploy. Those weird Lynxes coming around. Like this is a hot Meddi strategy. And I'm all for it here. This one should be a fun one. We have rifles coming in the south. Tractor appears for the middle. And we have more of the Lynxes all flying in here. This really looks like a classic Meddi strat, and I'm interested to see if it can work out here against our super strong, quick micro player here in Skiffik that usually also has always strong openers. Not always the best contingency plan. Like that's the issue for him in tournament play so far when he runs into other top level players, that he sometimes can stumble a bit in the later stages when his opener doesn't work out, but his openers work out often enough that he usually still wins the series of that. And that's the worry here that I have, that it might end just quickly with Skiffik running over Meddi. But let's see if Meddi can just make it cruelly enough to get into his way of playing and then maybe end up winning again with 05 KD. We have seen that in the past. Meddi just getting points, not getting any fights, but somehow winning the game by victory points. Let's see if we can do it again. T52 AVS rolling in. T72M coming up as well. Scout's Law moving forward. We have on the other side the little PKT-7 helicopters and the Honkaroos. Lynx will make it to the ground, but the US will spot that. Scimitar coming around, Scimitar coming around here as well. We'll shoot down this helicopter in a second here, but 2 Lynxes going down, one in the north, one in the south. Scout Law 80 here getting overrun by the Rospesnelny. The Honkaroos keep on moving forward. Skiffik has seen the final one. He is sending in units there. Scimitar and Rover Milan getting involved against the Honkaroos, but they disengage. Scimitar now also dealing damage against the Mi-2 US. Jaguar HE. Oh! Gets the BMP, doesn't get the T-55AS. That is a bit unfortunate. Does survive though, as the Coupe won't get another missile out. It only gets the BMP-1 CV. If it would have gotten the T-55AS, that would have been a really solid run. This way around, it's only mediocre. Scimitar over here gets overrun as well. T-55As, the cost efficiency beast, just pushing forward here right now. Another Mi-2 US here coming around. Okay, we're back. We are back. Yeah. The glitch still happens, but it isn't as catastrophic as it has been before. No black screen anymore, though it still happens, unfortunately. And the quick reset of the NVIDIA drivers. They reset faster, but yeah, with the latest NVIDIA patch. But unfortunately, Eugen games are still affected by NVIDIA's faulty drivers. And yeah, NVIDIA only improved on the issue, didn't fix it. Scimitar is moving forward, Scout Law 80 is moving forward, Rifle moving forward. Tractor up here is sitting around here. These guys going to push in. Scimitars versus Honkaroos. Fighting over here. Honkaroos gonna get overwhelmed. There we go. Getting killed. Lynx Hellarm moving around here on the flank. We'll try to find some ATGM hits towards this position. Trying to get some more shots. More and more units coming along here. Lynx Alarm rotating around the side. This red plop is the scary bit. One in the south is a bit more under control. So T-72 is pushing pretty deep as well. Scimitar pushing a bit forward here as well. But the T-55 push here. Warrior Pleak trying to come around now, but might just get sniped with the units still inside. Big issue. Armored rifles not even unloading. Taking too long there. That's unfortunate, and those are just too many losses here. Like, this is the issue against the old 20th Panzerna. And I don't get why you don't ban it against Skiffik. Like, we have seen this division a lot of times now in the hands of Skiffik. And he for sure is one of the best of it. And yeah, now with the changes to it, I think it's a good bit more manageable. Like, the opener is not nearly as cost efficient, as you pay a good couple points extra on the recon units and so on. And the better T-72s cost you extra as well, and all of that. But on this previous patch, that wasn't quite the case. Rifles here not even getting the T-55AS. Honkaroos still will get the kill there. And a couple of kills here coming around now against T-55s. Good kills there with the Rover Milans, but that doesn't seem to be enough yet. The cost efficiency here, the spam of more of the armored units just coming in continues, and the combined arms on the first UK side isn't online, and this looks pretty rough here for Meddi. Meddi now bringing in chieftains, but has little support for it. The Rospesnelny overrunning the combined arms here in the middle, and the combined arms of Meddi is falling apart, but the combined arms for the Polish side is cheap. 30-point recon truck, cheap AAPs, some BMP-1s, some T-50 IVAs, and maybe a T-72. And then you just run over things, and that's exactly what happens. The KD here for Meddi likely absolutely in the gutter at this point, as these units just run over everything. Gazelle rockets trying to get around, and Meddi not really getting into the hot positions where they want to be here to get the flank shots, to get the side engagements, and BMP-1 here under attack, likely gonna struggle. Sultan gets shot over here as it tries to run deep. Classic Meddi play coming along. Armored rifles under attack. Chieftains moving forward. ZU 23 Shilka going down. BMP-1 will get overwhelmed. There is still a Ross Specialny though. Has to be careful against those with the RPG 7VL. They will reveal themselves with frontal hits. So tanks might be able to kill them off in time here. Jeez, the chieftain reloads so slowly. They get the kill there in the end. BMP-1 still around. These forces here slowly moving forward. Sultan getting overwhelmed. Attack over here comes around. All of these guys push forward. 3 chieftains and a dream. But you have forces that can deal with those as the Polish. Like, it's not like those tanks are too heavy to deal with. You have the T-72s coming up now as well. And so much more here as well. The Lynx Helm in a decent spot, but Scimitar goes around down as well. And the BMP-1s are super replaceable for 25 points. MiG-21 comes around, another cheap part of the combined arms. Super replaceable as well. Only 145 points. The Javelin gets a hit there. Tornado gets the kill, but that's an investment into a Tornado that now isn't on the ground. Mi-24D would be a good kill there. Javelin might be able to finish it off. Yes, that's a good one. Jaguar HE is finally back. Couldn't find a kill yet. Oh, Shilka doing a good job there. Jaguar won't find the hit there. Jaguar getting stressed out a bit. Getting hit a bit. Has to be careful. Warrior Pleak moving around. Couple of BRDMs going down. BMP-1's pushing forward. More infantry coming in as well. Currently only a +1 still. Rover Milan won't find Shilka. Big hit against the infantry would be good for the Jaguar. BRDM gets the engagement here. Warrior doesn't get a hit with the Milan 2 against anything. BMP-1 still coming in through the middle here. And BMP-1's here coming in with the shots as well. Coop finally gets the hit against the Jaguar. Jaguar pushed out. BMP-1 will get the capture here most likely as well. In a second as the T-72 gets the capture in the north already. Yeah, there we go. Next capture coming in. Rifle on the way. Oh, Chieftain gets killed off here. Second one under attack. That's a loss you can't afford here right now. Like, that was the last chance with the triple tank potentially coming along here from the side and clearing house in the middle and then maybe rolling it back up. But with those dying, this is looking rough now. And there we go. Surrender happens. And Meddi does lose against Skiffik here. Once more, Skiffik not with a great crazy trade, just with pure 20th Panzer power. So if you change it up now to the new patch, where all of those units are slightly more expensive, then it would be even in trades nearly. And yeah, that shows you how 20th Panzer just was a bit too cost efficient last patch. And first UK also a bit more efficient now, a bit cheaper on the forward deploy units, a bit cheaper on the javelins and so on. So gonna be really interesting to see once we have the new patch coming in into these fights. But on this patch, yeah, not banning 20th Panzer. Mistake here. In ranked, you can't do that. Here, you could do it. So, a mistake in my eyes in the divisions that were allowed to get through here. Especially with 20th Panzer in the hands of Skiffik being a well-known division by now. Parisian Taste, hey, thanks for the follow. And yeah, thanks for all of you for watching here. We have one more game coming up. And quick break, then we're gonna come with the last game of the day. So here we return. Game number 2. Skiffik once more on turn of Panzerna. I'm worried for Meddi. But Meddi is on a division that they showed good results in the past as well. 27 guards, Motorstrelki. And we are on a map that Skiffik I haven't seen much of yet on, but they are well known for their plans here. Well, Meddi likes this map as well. And Meddi has shown us wild plays here as well. Both often push through here. Like this is the well-known area of Skiffik that he made popular with his map guide videos. Skiffik also has a great YouTube channel if you want to check that out. You find it under 10 minutes Skiffik. And yeah, T72Ms here, T55As will come into the action here. Other side, still empty. Seems like Meddi took a bit of an AFK break, though usually sets up quite quickly, so let's focus here on the other side. T55A coming along, and a good couple of honkers. Pretty standard Skiffik opener. Seems to be nothing out of the ordinary. So that gives us a quick chance to make a shout out to the Metro page where you guys can help out funding this tournament. And all you have to do is go to the Metro page, which I thought I had up, but yeah. Go to the Metro page and click the claim code button on the top right in blue, and it adds free money to the prize pool. You can add 25 cents to the prize pool immediately for free by just clicking that button. And if you want to help out the tournament even more, obviously you can contribute more with direct contributions too. So if you want to do that, that would be highly welcome as well. And with that said, let's get back to the action, where there is still no Medinator. Did I? Okay. This is interesting. Is this just an air opener? Is this just a pure Medinator air opener with 27? Like, if I didn't do anything wrong, this game should start relatively soon. Why is there nothing on the battlefield, Meddi? Maybe I did something wrong. Let me just quickly go to the Be Right Back channel. Okay. I don't think I did. I guess there might be a minute or two before the game starts, but... Okay, either Meddi is going to deploy really quick right now, or it's a pure air opener. We have 27th. Huh. Okay, I'm really intrigued right now. Okay, no. Okay, there we go. MI24K. Okay, he was just on the toilet. Okay, we will get a really quick setup then from Meddi. MI24 VAA. On the other side, we have a ZSU coming up. The MI2 obviously vulnerable to that MI24 AA. I like this combo here. BRM1K coming around. You always know that you can shoot down some helicopters off Skiffik, so if you can get a unit that can shoot those helicopters down and do something else, that is helpful. And the MI24B AA is such a unit. BRM1K coming up on the ground as well. Still not that many units there. So on the other side, T55A, ZSU, a couple of BMP1s with recon units in the north. And yeah, actually Podorichki coming in. Or Specialny will move here forward. We'll try to capture some territory. And we're gonna see how this all goes. Whilst... Okay, it is actually deployment. Maybe I just miscalculated by a bit, but it should still get into the action soon here. BRM1K coming around, MI24K is coming around. DIFAs and BMP1KR. The K3 will come in here. Shilka does gonna move forward as well. And yeah, all of these guys gonna push through here in the south. So if Meddi wants to win this, they need good forces here in the south for this fight. We have a good amount of helicopters. We have Tunguska coming up. All of these units here coming slowly and getting slowly deployed to the battlefield. Should be a bit of a push here up north. Yeah. Helicopters. Paul and Anna. There are 2 recon helicopters here, so that's a good place to go with these. They will spot the Mi-24K as well though, so allow the other units to maybe fall back a bit until the Shilka arrives and so on. So the helicopters still do their job. Whilst in south, the ZU-23 can counter the Mi-2US. But this behind there is the issue. How do you stop that cost efficiently? Commandantura, Odlini Podorichki, cheap infantry coming out of Meddi here. A lot of cheap infantry. Just spreading out. Odlini Podorichki obviously hard hitting with the RPG-29. RPG-29, 21 damage. That's a fantastic little tool. Can deal nicely with enemy armor. Does one-shot the light vehicles. Doesn't quite one-shot the T-55As though. And it has a bit lower rate of fire than something like the disposable launchers like the Apilas or the Law 80. Only 10 rounds per minute. So if the armor just runs past it and runs over it, then it might have an issue. But outside of that, the Odlini Podechki doing a decent job here. Motvashvetka now being deployed as well. Key unit in the 27th Arsenal. And I must have done something wrong. Okay. The game should start now. I think I miscalculated by a couple of minutes. But the game really should start now. I'm sorry for that, guys. Didn't quite realize that the deployment of this game was this long. Did misremember the number of the game. And yeah, Honkarus, Rospesnelli, Mi-2US here. All coming along. MP1s. There we go. This is going to be interesting. There are still Space 4 aircraft here. Yeah, MiG-29 coming in. I love the green look of this one. And there we go. T8M. Now, this plane has been pretty terrible for a while. The abilities of it got slightly buffed. The price got lowered. And by now, it's in kind of an okay plane. It has a lot of Vickers. MiG-29 coming around. Not getting the kill there. Ah, pain. This one can potentially get some kills here. Gets one Honkarus. Only one though. Mi-2US going down. Honkarus over here could get shut down. Mi-2US goes down. And the T8M can keep flying in here. MiG-29 still has a good amount of missiles. You don't want to waste them right now though. You want to be able to deal with MiG-21s coming in. Tunguska has to be careful. MiG-24K and the T8M. The double team here against one of the MiG-29s could work. One goes down. Other one doesn't get a kill. Mi-24K still alive, but dying against the Honkarus here potentially. Yes, it goes down. The Honkarus is insane. MiG-29 out of missiles nearly. And out of gun ammo. Tunguska not around. Last missile doesn't do anything outside of pushing back the MiG-21, but it gets the T8M pushed back as well. This is unfortunate. The T8M could continue flying here. That could have done a lot of extra damage. Honkarus here winning the fight against the Mi-24K really shows you how strong that Special Forces trait is. On these guns, the Dushka getting so much DPS out of this. Mi-24K VAA here finally finishes the job though. But takes a good amount of damage as well. Units in the north hold on. And yeah, the loss of the T8M not being able to come around, 2 killing off a T-55 or 2 right now, like that would be so helpful now. Losing that is going to make the situation problematic. BRM1 actually getting a good hit against the T-72. Okay, another T-8M coming up. Will kill one unit, but likely gonna die to the Shilka here. Gets the second unit killed as well, but the Shilka is still on target. And it gets a lot of damage in. Gets a couple more shots in. Ooh, T8M barely survives. Okay, that was then an okay run, but it's an expensive investment. Got its points worth though. Or nearly worth. And is still alive, will come around again in the future. Really important run there with the T8M. MiG-21 coming around again. Tunguska is here though. So, has to be careful. No, gets the Mi-24. Tunguska somehow didn't shoot its missiles there at first. ZU-23, can it get a gun, some gunshots? I don't believe so. The MiG-21 flying too high. Mi-24V goes down. BMP-1 KR gets shut down by the Odlini Podechki. BMP-2 doing a good job here. Way better start than game 1 here from Meddi. But still, it's the power of the 20th Panzer here that keeps on pushing for Skiffik. In red here, the 20th Panzer T-55A getting good shots in, and the Polish mech forces here keep on pushing. Oh, might run into another Odlini Podechki. Might lose some more units. The Shilka trying to get involved, disengaging right after. MiG-27 HE. Interesting choice of running the air spam here on this map. Bombs kill off the AA. MiG-29 behind this as well. Though Coops can shut down the air player on this map relatively quickly. Oh, and the Su-22 AT is scary, scary, scary. TDBV does smoke off in time. MiG-29 would be big if it would get some kills here. Does miss a lot of missiles though. Wow. Doesn't hit with the last missile either. Is out of gun ammo. Oh my goodness, that was unfortunate. That Su-22 deserved to die. But it didn't. A T-62, 72 gets killed onto the MTLB. Oh, that was painful there. Motostrelki not hitting either. ZU-23 here doing a decent job, but the BRM1 or VR1 will get the kill there most likely, as the ZU doesn't deal much damage there. Motostrelki Meddi's here, not really getting the damage in either. Another one coming in, another BMP-2 coming in. Set is huge. Shilka goes down in the north, and TLBU just pushing through there without anything. Doesn't have smoke. Does contest his own, gets Meddi a +1, but does go down without any other extra value. The Saparis here not moving. Motostrelki not moving. Okay, big mistake by Meddi. As more BMP-2s coming up. Hope Meddi realizes that in time. MiG-23 moving around. You usually play from up here, zoomed like this, moving around like this. So, seeing this isn't as likely as it is from our perspective, where we see the whole battlefield. Like, you usually play a bit more zoomed in as a player, and usually all around the front line. And it's not even that visible on the minimap here, that these units are not moving. So, this might get missed for a long while. Yeah. Still not moving. T8M coming around again. Trying to find some kills. Has 8 GMs out for the T-72. Gets a stun. Gets the kill. That's paying off already there. Good gun run here. Yeah, this T8M did pay off with this run once more. Can come in for kills in the north. That's the first time that I believe I see T8Ms really paying off like that. Oh, Vickers only getting stuns there. It fires always 2 missiles at a time, which is one of its specialties. It has 16 missiles, so it still can fire quite a lot. And they double tap. Do stun damage there. Kill off the BMP-1. Not super well. Double MiG-29. One coming in again for the MiG-29 and the T8M. MiG-27 here comes around for a bombing run, which could be pretty efficient. T8M still has the air-to-air missiles, MiG-29 still has its air-to-air missiles, so stopping the MiG-21s should be doable. No great achievements from the MiG-21s there. Can't find the kill against the T8M either, but pushes it back. MiG-29 now only has its gun, but that should be good enough to get the kill here. Oh, barely not. He had a 30mm gun, just a bit low on ammo, and Skiffik uses the heavy air investment of his opponent to push deep on the ground again, gets the Tunguska over here. That is a big loss for Meddi. So the T8Ms did get good value. T72 here still around in the north. A lot of other things did die though, but Skiffik is pushing deep again. And these guys coming around, these two would be so helpful. If these would have been here, this whole thing would not happen right now. So Meddi not moving those units is a really big issue. We are M1K getting in to engage the EMP-1 here. Good kill against the CV here once more. The gas over here went down, but Motorstrike Meddi's kill off a BMP-1. Lane Podechki coming around. Oh, Meddi, please. These two infantry units do hurt. Really, they could have made such a big difference in the north. This whole deep push wouldn't happen. The air dominance of our player in blue, though, is really helpful. MiG-23. Can it find the kill there? Skiffik with the quick reaction on the escape button here. And the MiG-23 doesn't hit the SU-22 either. It has good ECM. Don't get me wrong, but this is kind of hilarious how unfortunate Meddi's fighters are in that engagements. They did good in surviving, they did good in killing off MiG-21s, but those engagements here are unfortunate against the SU-22s, and that obviously makes the life of the T-80BV on the front line here a lot shittier. Like a lot shittier. T-80BV here engages the T-72. T-72 only now aiming, gets killed off, that's a good one. Motorstrzetka finds the T-55A. MiG-23 MLD gets pushed back by a coup. MiG-29 coming in, MiG-21 from the other side. Mi-24 VAT trying to come around. It's a 2 veteran T-55A here coming in. Meaning that it has a quick aim time, gets the kill, gets killed off as well. In the end, still okay for for Meddi, getting the kill on the T-72 and the T-55 here. Means that the trade is not a complete disaster. And will deal with the Honkaroos here. Ooh, T-55A over here has to be careful as well. The Mi-24s are in good spot. Counter push over here, are no hit against the T-72 leader. And the MiG-29 gets shut down. The Serrier SU-22s coming in. We only now see another Tunguska coming forward, and that is a problem for the Mi-24s. They get the Honkaroos. We get another MiG-29 AA. S-22 immediately evacuates now. MiG-27 can come in with another free bombing run before the coups come close enough to the front line. MiG-29 needs to be careful with the MiG-21 coming around. MiG-21 wants to take the fights here, but you can potentially bait it over Tunguska. Oh no, it gets onto the helicopters. Both helicopters die. MiG-29 maybe should have turned around a bit earlier then. Yeah, I forgot about the helicopters there. Oh, that is a painful full loss. Gets MiG-21 at least. But the helicopters were key units here. As the units on the ground, not so amazing for Meddi, though the southern situation is still looking decent. The amount of shells and coups is scary. That's the issue on Mount River, that the enemy eventually can shut down the air quite quickly if you aren't careful. So you need to get some victories here and get some good positions on the ground here as Meddi now as well. The Picota Smack actually getting into this here and winning this fight is painful once more. This could have been the difference, Meddi, and have won the north, or at least hold the north. And those not being around, meaning that the rear line here is contested, is so big. And this is something that only happens to Meddi on the top level play. It's not the first time that our likely ADHD player here yeah, has that happened. Like, I believe the button for still standing units was only added for Meddi, and he still ignores it. And there's SU-30 here, SU-22 coming around again. MiG-27 actually trying to go for the gun run now. It has a good 30mm gun. Gets a couple of shots, but won't get the kill there. Shilka pushes it back. And SU-22 just being so ballsy to go in there is pretty crazy. The T-72 goes down, and BMP-2 gets pushed back. It's MiG-27 actually goes down. Oh, painful. So painful. The ADBV coming up. My 2 US still around. Tunguska pushing forward. This zone in the south is pushable. And if Meddi would have control over the northern part of this town, this all would still be a decently strong position for him right now. With the better air force, with the envelopment action and so on. But he doesn't really have a front line here now. Because he never used these units. And T8M moving around. T8M coming around. Isn't the honk, the Reese, the lynx? It's not a goose, is it? T8M moving around. BMP-1 getting shot down. But has to be careful of the coops. Coops are out of ammo for now. Oh, that would be so big if he could find them right now, but he can't. And the Mi-24 deaths on the side of Meddi were pretty painful here. The Strelas are good enough here to protect everything here as well. And now Skiffik will push through the north. Medinator's units here in the rear, not in action. T8 EPV has a lot of work cut out for it. It can do a lot of damage. And only one T-72 coming around from the other side so far. A lot more Strelas have to be invested, a lot more coops have to be invested into. But the front line here is so fragile. Polini Podechki needs to unload here, right now, right there. They don't, that's an issue. Strela, don't go down to the TADPV. TADPV with 0 vet. Oh my god, this is just Meddi madness. Why does this TADPV have 0 vet? Misses 2 shots against the Strela there. Finally gets a hit. Has veterancy from the BMP-2 now. But yeah, this goes down. Finally they come in. Right at the end of the game, Meddi realizes that this is happening potentially here as the T-72 is pushing through. And that's gonna make the timer real quick. This is going to be a +8 if that happens. He still has a BMP-2 close by, so he could still react, but this is going to be a 3-minute timer. As the T-72 reacts with the zone there. BMP-2 over here could move around. These guys get to attack in here. The Saperjis can't deal with these infantry units, with these armored units here. Deal with the Motostrelki though. T8M doesn't have a line of sight. BMP-3 comes around. Infantry should immediately unload. Oh no. MiG-21 comes around for a T8M. BMP-3 doesn't unload. Meddi, please. TDPV needs to move around. No, the CV went down. Okay, yeah. This BMP-2 needs to go for the middle right now. It starts doing that now. And then we need another CV. Okay, need another TADPV comes up. This could save him enough time that he can get both zones. Then he stops the take. That's what forces the +8 here right now. The 2-point zoners. But the TADPV PV gets pushed back here. I think the BR1 got it routed. Because it is a 0 vet TADPV, it gets so much stress damage. And the BMP-2s and the BMP-3 and BMP-2s here didn't unload the infantry, so the T-72 could get the kills there. Yeah, it's Meddi madness, and it's not working. And it's classic Skiffik play here. Now, just, yep, taking okay trades constantly, and just playing for the victory condition and getting the W there, playing the aggression, playing the better deck, playing the strong 27th Panzerna. And that's why he is ranked 1, because he knows how to do that. He is just such a strong player, and if you have some slop in your play, like Meddi had in this, then you will lose against him. Even though you have good strategies, even though you play a fantastic air micro game, you will lose because your base ground level here, on the your base ground play was just not quite top tier. And with that, Skiffik, I believe, a really good step closer to the playoffs with the 2-0 victory here. Chances of him making it to the playoffs are really high. And I mean, that's where we want to see Skiffik, right? He is ranked number 1. Seeing him getting eliminated in the group stage. Obviously, it would be funny story, but really, we want to see if other people can beat him in best of threes, can beat him in best of fives, and that's likely where we're gonna see him here now, because Meddi gets the CV into the middle, but I don't see him getting the other one in. He is desperately trying to get the T80BVK in there, but SU22 comes in. SU22 won't find the kill, okay. Okay, a bit of hope. MiG-27. Oh, gets killed. No. No, 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 no. T80BVK gets into the zone. It's still a +2. It is super stressed out. T72 actually... What? T72 not taking the shot. That's a mistake. Okay, it's now pushing forward and takes the shot now. Realizing how... Okay, it actually gets killed. What? This actually stops the attack. Is this the Meddi comeback? What? I didn't realize this T80BVK could come in here in time. It's still a wild play. I talked about how Skiffik is unbeatable on the ground. He still has a lot of T-72s rolling in here. This is still super scary. Okay, I'm a bit worried for Meddi's middle, but the rest of the map is surprisingly going decently well right now. He needs another supply for the north. Yeah, Ral is coming up. His T-80BV here finally recovered, though. He has 2 T-80BVs, but the issue is the middle. And the issue is that the enemy doesn't need many ticks, and he can't quite get here either. His motorcycle Meddi's can't shoot there. Oh no. Yeah, he needs to push deeper into the north. If he would have held here, this situation right now would be a completely different one, but he didn't hold there. So Skiffik was able to get into the rear zone and get this many points so quickly. MiG-23 MLD comes around, but the scoops have ammo now again, so that one will get killed off likely. Strelas, yeah, finish off the job. BMP2 in the middle goes down, Motorstrikers goes down. Yeah, no, this is still ending in disaster here as another CV comes up and will end this game as T80BVK won't repair in time. There's too few units around here and the middle won't fall. T72's here holding on, and then the CV will get in there. Ark. Yeah, I love Meddi play, but this is not quite his level. He needs to get the sloppiness, like those 2 units here, out of it. Like the missing unloads and so on. Like his micro isn't quite there on the level he needs to get to beat players like this regularly. And his weird sloppy play like this is not even micro. This is just not using your putting your units with commands at the beginning of the game, which the game literally tells you about. Like, even if you are playing your first game of WARNo after the tutorial, you know about the button of your units not being moved. So, yeah. BRM1K coming in, BMP2AG coming in. And, yeah, I want Meddi to get to that level, but I believe him not quite having those generic skills is the reason why he plays the way he plays and why he is so funny and such a entertaining part of the league circus. So, but I still hope he somehow can achieve mix both and come around and be the perfect wildcard player. But for now, Skiffik is the rank 1, gets the 2-0 victory here, and is the one that likely will make it out of the group stage. Well, Meddi likely not gonna make it, as everybody else now has points. Meddi doesn't, and that's gonna be bad. So, yeah, Skiffik here with a good, clean victory in the end. 1,000 points ahead. Got the points ticked, and yeah, it was not as clean as Skiffik liked, most likely. 21 games, that's double the 10-minute Skiffik. Got a bit critical there, but GGVP still in the end here. Skiffik doing the job, and yeah, well played. We're gonna see each other, guys, on next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday a lot, because I'm off on holiday there that week, and we'll be around for casting and creating content there for those couple of days. And over the weekend, I'm gonna be on another festival. It's the Hurricane Festival, so no streams over the weekend, guys. I still will have 1 or 2 videos coming out, but no streams, so gonna enjoy that. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. It was a fantastic time once more. Really great games, and we're gonna be back next week with all that action. So Let's see. Let's get you over somewhere else. Who can we send you to? There are... Oh, no, that's not any other. There is another WARNo streamer. I have no idea what language that is. Is it Portuguese? No. Cestina? Is it Czech? This might be a Czech player. He has a weird color filter, or he's playing